What if I told you that one of the most fearsome Sith Lords in Star Wars history was also one of the most overlooked? That despite his immense power, his strategic brilliance, and his relentless pursuit of vengeance, he was never truly given the recognition he deserved. Darth Maul, once the terrifying apprentice of Darth Sidious, was far more than just the silent warrior we saw in The Phantom Menace. His story is one of survival, betrayal, and an endless thirst for purpose in a galaxy that cast him aside. So today, we ask the question, is Darth Maul the most overlooked Sith of all time? Many remember Maul as the terrifying Sith assassin from The Phantom Menace, silent, deadly, and agile. His duel with Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi is legendary, a breathtaking showcase of his skill and ferocity. And yet, despite his impact, he was seemingly killed off in his first major appearance. But Maul was so much more than just a one-off villain. He was a Sith like no other, born in darkness, raised for war, and betrayed by the very master who trained him. Maul's story didn't end on Naboo. Through sheer willpower and hatred, he survived being cut in half and clawed his way back into the galaxy's underworld. What followed was a saga of revenge, betrayal, and a desperate search for purpose. He was discovered by his brother, Savage Opress, who helped him regain his strength. From there, Maul embarked on a path of vengeance, seeking to reclaim his place in the galaxy. Maul wasn't just a warrior, he was a mastermind. Using his cunning and knowledge of the underworld, he united the criminal syndicates into a powerful faction known as the Shadow Collective. This gave him an army, resources, and most importantly, a foothold in the galaxy. He took Mandalore by force, besting Pre Vizsla and claiming the Darksaber, making him the ruler of Mandalore. But his ambitions drew the attention of his former master. Sensing Maul as a threat, personally intervened. In one of the most intense battles in Star Wars history, Sidious easily dispatched Savage and humiliated Maul, showing the true power of the Sith. Maul was no longer Sidious' apprentice. He was a rogue element, and in Sidious' eyes, that made him dangerous. In Star Wars Legends, Maul's story took an even darker turn. He eventually came face to face with Darth Vader himself in an epic clash of Sith ideologies. Maul, still consumed by his hatred for Sidious, sought to destroy his master's legacy. Vader, ever loyal to the Emperor, was tasked with ending him. Their battle was one of sheer brutality, showcasing the raw power of both warriors. Though Maul fought valiantly, he ultimately fell to Vader, proving that Sidious' ultimate apprentice had surpassed even his most fearsome predecessors. Maul's final years were marked by loneliness and a desperate attempt to find purpose. By the time we see him in Star Wars Rebels, he is a shadow of his former self, obsessed with finding a way to defeat Sidious. He manipulates Ezra Bridger, hoping to mold him into an apprentice, but ultimately fails. His last encounter with Obi-Wan Kenobi on Tatooine is poetic, swift, tragic, and a reminder that his life had always been one of loss and betrayal. Even in death, he still clung to his hatred of Sidious, never knowing true peace. But perhaps Maul's story is not entirely over. His surprising appearance in Solo confirmed that he had been pulling the strings of the Crimson Dawn criminal syndicate from the shadows. This moment opened the door for Disney and Lucasfilms to explore his character even further. There is still so much of his story left untold. His rise within the syndicate, his continued battle against the remnants of the Sith, and perhaps even a confrontation with some of Star Wars' most well-known figures. The potential for Maul's future remains, and fans are eager for more. So, is Darth Maul the most overlooked Sith of all time? Absolutely. His power, his story, and his resilience deserve far more recognition. He was more than just a Sith. He was a warrior forged in darkness, abandoned by his master, and left to carve his own path. He fought Jedi, Sith, and crime lords, outwitting many, and proving himself a formidable force in the galaxy. But his tragedy lies in the fact that he was never destined to rule, only to suffer. What do you think? Should Darth Maul have played a bigger role in the Star Wars saga? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more Sith lore. Until next time, embrace the dark side.